Today I'm sitting outside in the park. I came here to make this video because I am following the advice of sitting in nature when you are feeling overwhelmed with the noise of the world. And right before I was gonna start recording, I got a text message that gave me anxiety. One of those text messages that puts pressure on me to make a decision, to make a choice. Oh my God, that was a bee. To make a choice, you know, and it's usually what happens to us when we want to make aligned choices from our heart, from our intuition. We get the external world. We get a lot of pressure to make a decision that requires us to trust in ourselves, take a leap of faith, burn bridges, if you will. Maybe I am speaking in a cryptic way and it's not being understood, but for example, I have to make a decision on where I'm going to live, and I have to consider many things in this decision, which makes it hard to make the decision because it's not just me that I have to consider. And so it makes it hard, right? This is what I'm talking about, the pressures that come from outside. So anyway, in this journey of becoming that I'm documenting, I refined it further to, or at least it's what feels like it's what I'm doing. It's that I'm becoming emotionally sovereign. That's the goal. Emotional sovereignty is the goal. Because I find it extremely annoying that I am feeling good about myself, about my choices. I see my future clearly, and then something comes up that disrupts that and puts me in this dysregulated emotional state, because I have to then remember that it's not just me in the world, that I have to consider other people, that I have to care about other people. And I don't necessarily have anything against people pleasing. I think it's wonderful. I love pleasing my son. I love pleasing the people that I care about. I love to just do things to see them smile, to make them feel good. So I think that's the light aspect of people pleasing. But I get lost in the balance between when is it just you giving up on you and what you want. And so yeah, right before I started recording this video, I was feeling okay. I was feeling like, okay, I'm gonna tell them about how I am refining more what it is that I'm becoming, what it is that I'm doing, because I have no idea. I had no idea at the beginning, because there are all these concepts and all these ideas and all these things that I am trying to narrow down as to what is what is happening right now in my life, because it is very confusing how I am able to help others and give them advice, but then when it comes to me taking my own advice, I see how hard it is to do. I also noticed that there's this very popular phrase that we need to remove from our vocabulary that says, "It is easier said than done." I hear a lot of people say that. I say that myself sometimes. And when I'm trying to mitigate the discomfort that I give to my clients when I say, just do this, this is your truth, why won't you stand by your truth? I even have found myself saying to them, I know it is easier said than done, but it is what must be done. So yeah, that is another way in which we reprogram, in which we keep programming this belief in our subconscious that to say it is easier than to do it. But it goes against the idea that we can just change the moment that we decide, and we can decide to just embrace the emotion that comes with change. Essentially, when we become emotionally sovereign, we make a choice and we don't let the noise of the outside world discourage us. We don't we don't necessarily turn off our emotion, because our emotion has information. It's just that sometimes the information is just there to tell you you are going through a withdrawal of dopamine because you are not engaging in the activities that used to give you that every day. So now you are engaging in behaviors that are less rewarding in the moment. You know, you're investing in something that is going to give you results later. That instant gratification, you know, that it's very important. I am recognizing how important it is for us to be able to discern what is actually us just craving stimulation, craving our own life, our comfort, what we know, for trusting, and the uncertainty that comes with trusting, and having to practice and practice and practice coming back to our faith, to our knowing. Like yesterday, for example, I was feeling bad, and I had to like journal as to understand why I did what I had to do. I did what I said I would do. Why am I feeling bad? And so the conclusion was that I was going through a withdrawal of dopamine, because nothing of what I did was giving me an instant result. You know, everything that I did was just planting seeds for something that's gonna come later. I have to just plant them and trust that they will grow. And that trust is what I was sitting in, and that uncomfortableness. And I just wanted something that felt good for me. So I took the advice that I would give someone else, and I I grounded myself in gratitude. I started grounding myself in gratitude for the things that I do have, for the fact that I do have the opportunity to do all these things, that I have health, that I have a lot going for me. And yeah, my energy started shifting, and then I started just walking in nature, and then noticing spider web, and there was a spider, and then as soon as I looked, and then I saw her capture a prey, and then that was very cool to see. Then I started looking around for more. I saw ladybugs, and then I turn around, and then again the spider catches another fly. It was very interesting to ground myself in the present moment, because I saw a lot of nice things, a lot of cool things. And I imagine the people that are stuck in a bed, that cannot get outside without help, to take a walk and just admire and witness what I just witnessed. I know that it is very annoying to hear, to ground yourself in gratitude when you're feeling so shitty. We just want a solution. We just want someone to come and help us. And I caught myself, for example, my boyfriend called me when I was at the park trying to figure out why I felt so bad. And he called me. He is on a work trip, so he was busy doing a thing. No, I think I actually called him back. He had called me earlier when I was busy with my son and, doing homework, and then I had a meeting. After that, I had a meeting that I had to go to. Then when I was done with my meeting, and I accomplished things, like I said, and I was feeling so bad still. Like I didn't know. So I went to the park, and then I started doing my journaling, and then that's when I decided to call my boyfriend, because I was like, okay, maybe talking to him will make me feel better too. So he is very busy, um, filing some report about how his day went on his, because he's on, like I said, on a work trip, so it's not like I can see him. He's away. And then he was busy, and he couldn't give me the presents. He couldn't give me essentially what I wanted in that moment. And it was again another reason for me to pile on the reasons why I feel bad, right? And so yeah, I started noticing the pattern of how I can negatively focus on whatever is going wrong, or I can shift the focus to gratitude, because I know that's the practice that really does shift your mindset in the moment. It is the practice that takes you out of the negative moment, you know, the fastest. So yeah, after I wasn't feeling like our conversation was making me feel better, I said, okay, well, I'm gonna let you focus on your report, and then I'll go do something else myself. And then I did. That's when the whole thing happened, when I shifted the focus to gratitude. But a part of me was kind of fed up with feeling that way. I was fed up with letting that stuff determine how I feel. I got really annoyed with myself, and that's how everything refined further to, okay, what you're experiencing is the withdrawal from just living your life carelessly the way that you have been, to coming back to the reality that you co-create your reality. And if you don't like something, then you have to take responsibility and change it. It's very easy to say, oh, I want to have a garden, because you only see the end result of having a garden and having fresh food that you can just access from your garden. But you also need to think about all the work that requires for you to have a garden, in order for that to be a real goal, not just a fantasy. So yeah, I don't know how many of you go through this, because I'm a Pisces, and I think we are the dreamers of the zodiac. And I live in a lot of illusions, a lot of fantasies. But then when I have to do the actual work to accomplish them, I go into an emotional dysregulation, or I have. So anyway, it's not all bad. There are a lot of things that I can observe in my life that I did, that I continue to do, in which I'm so strong, and I can get that mindset, that confidence, that I did it then. And it was hard. I've done hard things. It was hard then, and this thing is hard now, but it is bringing me to a better place. Kind of like whenever I get any symptom in my body that I go, wow, that's not okay. There's something going on. I immediately change my diet, and I promise to my body that I'm going to respect it and treat it like a temple, and I shift whenever I decide that sugar isn't doing me good. I cut it off cold turkey, and then I say sugar doesn't exist, and it really does not exist. It doesn't bother me. Now, right? I did have to go through a period in which I trained this to be the case. And so I hang on to that. I hang on to other things that I've done that are hard to do. You know, a lot of people don't have that ability to just stop like that. And it's something that I developed, I worked out. And there are things that I just do because I just know. And I just allow myself to believe that I know. The part about developing a business, developing autonomy, is the part that I am struggling with right now. But if it was true for healing my body, for getting in shape, if it was true for those things, then I can apply the same kind of mindset to do this. And it was very powerful to recognize that I was just suffering from uh, what do you call it? Dopamine withdrawal from that instant gratification that I was used to. It's it was just a withdrawal, and I recognized it, and I was able to apply the tools that I know we should apply to shift our mindset. I didn't let the fact that my boyfriend couldn't be there for me, that the fact that I just wanted to feel accomplished for the work that I did all day. I was working and I don't have any results. I had to let that be okay. So yeah, it was a whole process of shifting, and I wanted to share because this is the grind, this is the work, and hopefully you are able to recognize it as well, and you don't let the discomfort of working towards your goals discourage you from them. Think about, seriously, think about the day you're gonna be on your deathbed. I think about it a lot. Both of my parents are dead, and they both had hard lives. My mom had a very slow, painful death, and my dad was also sick towards the end of his life, and he never worked on his emotional intelligence, and so he didn't really have a lot of people close to him, and he just passed away alone, and nobody knew he was dead for 2 days. And yeah, hard things I have overcome because I understand that my focus is everything. So I just need to apply it to this developing the business, to this making the choices that are aligned for me. And not let external pressure continue to decide where my life goes. And just, I have to be strong to go for what I want. So yeah, this is the stuff that I tell myself. I hope that if you are going through this too, this helps you somehow. That is the intention, the purpose. Yeah. Because yeah, even though I am accomplished in other things, this is one area that I feel so unstable about, and I don't want to be ashamed of that just because not everybody is on the internet sharing their struggles. Most of them are sharing their authority. Oh, that's another thing that completely derails me. It's going online and seeing everybody just being so polished and ready to teach, and yeah, they are somewhere, and I feel like there's a big gap between where I am and where I want to be in my online presence anyway, because I I see it in person. I see it in person, which is what propels me to believe in myself, right? So yeah, it is all about what you make it. Nothing has meaning except the meaning that you give it. Okay, and if you don't like the meaning that people give to something that you do, then don't take it. Don't take it. But you have to be honest with what is true and authentic to you, because sometimes we say, no, I reject it, but deep down, I reject your opinion of me, but deep down, we internalize it, and we act in ways that are incongruent, right, with what we say. So yeah, emotional sovereignty, that's the goal. That's the goal, because it is just not the vibe to just be derailed at the smallest sight of pressure. Oh, it is so not the vibe. I have my cat with me. She is so cool. I'm gonna get in the sun. I'm gonna show you. She gets a little bit nervous at first. I This is something that I practice with her. I just embody safe, feeling safe in this space. There's nothing going on, and she eventually follows and she relaxes and she just sleeps. One time, she was just sleeping on my lap, and then a dog came that had no leash and then started like playing with her, and then she didn't run away freaked out. She was just like, ah, I don't like this, but she didn't react, like a crazy cat. She just stayed next to me and she was just waiting for me to help her.